DJ from Game Gumbo. I've got my guest here, Phillip Millman. Steve and I are talking some of the spicy hot games we played recently, and one of those games is a game that's not out yet, so I'm kind of hesitant to talk about it, but you can always hit me up on Facebook or Twitter, and I'll get you into it. It's called Mandala Stones. It's by Filip Glowacz, and it's going to be published by Boards and Dice. Boards and Dice, Phillip, you know those from so many great games. In fact, one we're going to be talking about in a little while. They bought out NSKN Games, and they make a lot of the games that I like. Some good, deep Euros. But one of the things that Philippe wanted to do is make a classic Azul style abstract game that just feels timeless. And he looked and he looked. Mm-hmm. He kept working on this design. He kept thinking there's got to be something better out there. And he never could find anything that his friends liked as much as this game he did, Mandala Stones. So I got a chance to play it for the second time. I played a little bit with Eric Bushimi, and I had to leave. So I got Philippe to actually Reiner from Boards and Dice to teach me. And this is the basic layout. Look, if you look at it already, you're thinking this is an abstract game, right? Mm-hmm. What I love about it is that simplicity. Like Azul, there's really not that much going on. It's the depth of the decisions within those couple of markers. David Church said on a podcast recently, and David makes super heavy games, right? Loves making all these heavy games. But he said, if I ever made a simple game, I'd want it to be one like this, where the decisions are simple. The actions in the game are simple, but there's so many branches of why it's important to take these actions. And that's what Mandala Stones. So you see the stones that are laid out in that center square. But what I want you to look at is those black ones. I forget what they're called. I think travelers. And those black ones determine your actions. When on your turn, the only two things you can do is move one of those black towers to one of those colored spaces that you see in between them. Mm-hmm. And when you do that, you get to take all of the stones around it orthogonally that match up to that symbol. There's only two symbols, kind of the star one and kind of the moon one. And you take all of those and then you put them on your board, and you can see the player boards around. The trick is that when you move that, it's got to match those that match that symbol. And also, if there's a traveler next to one of these other towers, you can't take that one. Okay, so that's the only thing you can do on your turn. Other than the second part is to score. So when you score on your turn, what you're basically doing, it's not good. Yeah, there we are. So there's those black ones that I told you about, and those little colored rings. That's where you're going to move the traveler. And then you're going to take the stones that are all around it that match those things, and you're going to put them on your player board. That's the score.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, you're going to put it. Let me see if I can get to it here. There's your player board. So you put out the stones one at a time in one of those spaces. You got 5 spaces. Each of them are different scoring. One all the way to the left. When you score, you're looking for the height of the towers. If you have 0, 1, 2, and 3, you're going to score 4 points. The rest of them are looking for how tall is your tower. If on that second one that you can see, if there's only one stone there, when you score 4 points. The fourth one, if it's 4 stones high, it's 6 points. Here's the trick, though. Remember, you have 2 actions: moving that traveler and taking the stones, and the second action, scoring. But you only score if the colored stones match. In other words, if you have red on the first, second, and third, but yellow on the fourth and fifth, you're only going to score in the first, second, and third. So what seems like the simple, tiny little game, all of a sudden no, that's also a great game. All of a sudden, it just melts your brain. And as you're trying to move those travelers, you're really trying to maximize your points as you go in. Mm-hmm. I absolutely loved Mandala Stones. Everybody I've played with it so far says, wow, this game feels like it's been around forever. No, there's no theme, not a thematic Euro. It's just a beautiful abstract that plays simple. It's easy to teach, and it plays within 30 to 60 minutes. So it's going to be in that power hour game. What do you think? Mandala Stones going to be coming out this fall. It's like an Essen type release, but oh man, I'm super excited about it.
I'm definitely, and I love Azul, especially Summer Pavilion. I do like some of this, the abstract games.
Why do you like Azul so much?
Why do I like Azul?
Pavilion's the best one out of the 3, by the way.
I'm sorry?
I think Azul Summer Pavilion is the best one out of the 3.
100%. number 1 is very good. Number 3 is fantastic. Number 2, it was a sequel that never should have been made. But it's just my opinion. I like Azul. I like Azul because of the depth of the decisions. Any game that I play, I want a game that's going to be of interesting decisions. So one of the reasons I like Baseball Highlights 2045 is every series is an interesting set because you have all these unique combination of cards, and how are you going to play them? One of the reasons I like Heavy Euros because I like games with interesting decisions. This looks very interesting, and it's something I know I could get, because of it doesn't have the high time commitment of a lot of Euros that I like to play. This one probably is something I would pick up pretty quickly.
What is the time frame on this, BJ?
He said it was under 60, right?
Under 60? In a teaching game, or would you be down below that after you knew the rhythm of it?
When I played, we would get it, but a 2-player game, we'd get it to 30 minutes.
That's what I was wondering.
I don't have the box or anything like that because I'm just going by memory, but that's what I remember. It's going to be one of those 15 to 20 minute per person type games.
Okay.
But it just, since there's only 2 actions on your turn, it plays super quick.
And I think this is the best episode BJ has ever done. So just leave it there.
It's in the top one that I've done this week for sure. That's Mandala Stones for Board and Dice. Check it out when it comes out. It's an Essen release. If anybody wants to play on Tabletopia, hit me up. I've got a link to it, and I'm happy to teach it. I can teach it. Oh, yeah? Oh, good. We'll do that. We will do that.
Somebody was asking about whether you were playing on TTS or Tabletopia, so that's good that you threw that in.
It's on Tabletopia?
It is on Tabletopia. Super easy, barely any inconvenience. I've got the link, and you can do it on your browser. You don't even have to buy Tabletopia. It's all good. Cool.